5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthems of the United Arab Emirates and Germany. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Guten Abend, Masal Khair, good evening. I am Rania Yunus, and it's my ultimate pleasure to be your host for tonight. Es ist mir eine Ehre, an diesem ehrwürdigen Tag hier mit Ihnen zusammen zu sein. Today, we are celebrating the German National Day, the day that Germany reunited in 1990, 1 year after the fall of Berlin Wall. This year is a very special year, and it's a very special celebration. This year, Germany is celebrating the 30th anniversary of this groundbreaking event. The German Embassy in Abu Dhabi and the General Consulate in Dubai welcome you to this virtual celebration. It's times like these, with the world in limbo due to the COVID-19 pandemic, when good bilateral and multilateral relations are key to overcome the crisis. Tonight, and for the next half an hour, you will see what good bilateral relations mean in a German-Emirati context. Let me, in the beginning, welcome our hosts for tonight. Firstly, His Excellency Peter Fischer, German Ambassador to the UAE, followed by His Excellency Holger Manicki, the German Consul General in Dubai.
Liebe Landsleute, ich wünsche Ihnen einen frohen Tag der deutschen Einheit. I just wished my fellow Germans a happy day of German unity, and I welcome you all to this virtual celebration of the German National Day in the United Arab Emirates, especially our guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Sultan Al Jaber, Minister of Industry and Technology, as well as Special Envoy to Germany. The UAE and Germany are approaching important milestones. Germany is celebrating 30 years of unity. The UAE is looking forward to its 50th anniversary. We are strategic partners and close friends, united in the quest of building a better future together. German unity was only possible because all our neighbors and the world trusted us. We had always worked towards dialogue, understanding, cooperation, and peace. Former enemies became friends, and even with our adversaries, we sought to reduce tensions and sources of division and build bridges that benefit the people. This is the basis for building a prosperous and happy society at home, where everyone can fulfill their human potential and achieve their aspirations. The ideals and the daily practice of the European Union were central to Germany's success story. That is why I'm happy to speak to you not only as the ambassador of Germany, but also as a citizen of the European Union. Our own experience is why we welcome so much the historic Abraham Accords. They can overcome old tensions and unlock the vast potential of this wonderful region, the Middle East, which is Europe's neighbor. Germany and the UAE are working closely together to overcome the COVID pandemic, but we are also looking beyond it. We understand that we must accelerate and deepen the transition to a sustainable world. And we share the goal of strengthening even further our partnership on all levels. This video will show you how the Emirati-German bonds of friendship are based on a long and good tradition, but it will also show how we are building the future together. Germany and the UAE working together for a better world. Sincere greetings and best wishes to all our friends watching, and next year, let's reunite in a real-life reception to celebrate our fellowship. Thank you, and please enjoy our video.
Liebe Landsleute, dear guests and friends, today we commemorate a special anniversary, 30 years of German unification, and I would have loved to host a great reception, an extraordinary reception here in Dubai today. But COVID-19 has changed our lives considerably over the last few months. Thus, I'm really glad that we joined forces with the German Embassy in Abu Dhabi to host this virtual event, and I hope you will enjoy the next 30 minutes or so. German unification coincided with the start of my diplomatic career. Actually, in 1990, I was still at the diplomatic school in Bonn, the former capital of West Germany. And we were the last batch of junior diplomats who were sent to the GDR in order to explore the other part of Germany. We visited the city of Leipzig, where we inter alia had a dinner at Auerbach's Keller, a famous scene as well in Goethe's play Faust. And we were also the last who visited the permanent representation of West Germany to the GDR in East Berlin in August 1990, before it closed down with unification on 3rd of October. I really feel still privileged that I was able to follow closely the unfolding historic events. The German unification and the fall of the wall have changed the European map considerably. One place where you see it best, in my view, is the castle of Bad Muskau. Bad Muskau, the castle itself, is located on the German side, but 2/3 of the landscape garden are on the Polish side of the border. And today you can simply rent a bike and cross the border without any control in order to explore the other part of the park. It is simply incredible what had happened. But allow me as well to look at the future. Next year, we are going to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of the UAE, coinciding as well with Expo. On the 29th of November, Germany has its Nation Day at the Expo, so just a few days ahead of 2nd December. Who in 1971 would have imagined the tremendous path the UAE would take over the next few decades? I hope that next year we will be able to celebrate these occasions together with all our friends, as we always did, by huge gatherings and entertaining events.
Your Excellencies, thank you so much for your warm hospitality, for your warm words, and of course, for your amazing insights tonight. Moving on with our event, allow me now to welcome, and with a great pleasure, His Excellency Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, Cabinet Member, Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology, and Special Envoy for German Emirati Relations, as our guest of honor and representative of the United Arab Emirates government to the stage.
Your Excellencies, honored guests, and dear members of the German community here in the United Arab Emirates. I'd like to first welcome you all to this virtual gathering, hosted by our dear friends and colleagues here at the German Embassy in Abu Dhabi. I hope that you, your families, and your loved ones are all well, and most importantly, are staying safe. On behalf of the government and the leadership of the United Arab Emirates, I would like to convey our best wishes as we join you in celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Day of German Unity. As the UAE's special envoy to Germany, I have had the honor and privilege of witnessing firsthand the strength of our strategic bilateral partnership and the solid foundation that the friendship between our two nations was built on. As two like-minded countries, both the UAE and Germany play an immensely important and similar role in their respective regions. Both countries are committed partners in the advancement and promotion of security, stability, peace, and prosperity, in addition to constructive inter-religious and cross-cultural dialogue. Our two countries know exactly what it means to unite, to rebuild, and to move the international community towards a more inclusive future. Our partnership with Germany spans across wide-ranging areas of mutual interest, and I am, along with my German counterparts, committed to actively seeking new opportunities that will further deepen our strategic ties. As such, and in my new role as the UAE's Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology, I would like to extend an open invitation to German industry leaders, companies, and businesses to be part of the UAE's economic success story. At our newly established ministry, we are working on accelerating our country's industrialization by creating the right environment for investors, industrialists, and entrepreneurs. At the center of our mandate are breakthrough technologies that are shaping the fourth industrial revolution: artificial intelligence, robotics, and the Internet of Things, biotechnology, and quantum computing. And we believe that Germany would be an ideal partner for us on those fronts. Despite the obstacles imposed by this pandemic, I am certain that the UAE and Germany will come out of this global challenge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Once again, I wish you all a happy national holiday and another year of continued success and prosperity. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Dr. Sultan Al Jaber, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for your amazing word. It was a great pleasure having you with us today to celebrate the German National Day. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take today's opportunity to provide all of you with some insights on the German-Emirati relations from a perspective that you might not have expected, something special, unique, and different. Tonight, we're not talking about politics. No. Tonight, we will be covering the grassroots work and collaboration between Germany and the UAE. Our first little episode takes us into the world of animals and veterinarians. As we all know, animals play an important role in the UAE. Falconry, camel races, horse racing are deeply rooted in the local tradition. we would like to introduce you to two German pioneers to the UAE who are highly active in this field as veterinarians. Starting with Dr. Margit Gabriele Muller, Executive Director of the Abu Dhabi Falcon Hospital. Let's hear together her story.
I'm in a very blessed situation. When I came to Abu Dhabi 20 years ago, I was actually offered a position as a veterinarian at the Abu Dhabi Falcon Hospital, and at that time, to be here, the first woman, the first veterinarian in a man's world, in the falconers' man's world, was really a novelty. However, over those years, I have experienced the beautiful tradition of falconry, which opens the way to the heart of the Emiratis. My experience here is certainly different and much more profound and immersed in the history and tradition of the Emirati falconry and the Emirati life. And I feel very humbled and grateful that for my achievement I have received the Abu Dhabi Award by Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in 2008. My experiences with falcons and the beautiful life here, it is a challenge, and I have also put those challenging stories that I have experienced, those heartwarming stories, in my book, Your Pet, Your Pill, 101 Inspirational Stories about how pets lead you to a happy, healthy and successful life. My life is a cultural immersion between the German culture and the Emirati culture. And this is something which is certainly not normal here for foreigners and for Germans who live here in Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates. But it has given me a complete different horizon, a different opportunity to experience this beautiful culture here and to create a global mindset between my German values and traditions and my new Emirati values and traditions. Today I regard the Emirates as my second home, and it is just absolutely beautiful to have had the opportunity to experience the progress of the Emirates and to live here among the Emiratis and to experience this absolutely stunning life here. أنا سعيدة في التطور العلاقات الألمانية والإماراتية في ال20 سنة الماضية، وأتمنى المزيد من التطور في هذه العلاقات في ال50 سنة القادمة. شكراً جزيلاً.
Dr. Margit, thank you so much for sharing your passion with us and sharing your beautiful story. I visited Dr. Margit in her own kingdom, in her own place, and I believe that every visitor could tell about her passion, her love for these falcons, for these beautiful creatures. Thank you, Dr. Margit, for being with us today. Moving on from falconry to the camels. Now, I would like to introduce you to another amazing person, Dr. Ulrich Werneri. Dr. Ulrich has a passion for camels. Dr. Werneri's love of animals and veterinary medicine has always been a focal part of his life. His opportunity to work for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum opened up a whole new world of possibilities for animal health research. Together, and virtually, we're gonna visit his camels.
I'm Dr. Uli Werneri, the Scientific Director of the United Arab Emirates Laboratory here at the Central Veterinary Laboratory, and as a veterinary student at the Free University, I was already interested in infectious diseases, and my desire was not to see them only in books, but also in reality. My wife Renate, who is a virologist, and we established this world well-known research and diagnostic center here in Dubai, and we employed 150 scientists. Already 30 years ago, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, had the vision and also the foresight to establish a veterinary diagnostic center and research center here in Dubai. In the meantime, I also did my professorship in Munich and I was teaching for 15 years at the university, at faculty in Munich, where I lectured exotic diseases. And when we often had visitors, Sheikh Mohammed came with the visitors, and he often said proudly, Dr. Uli did his professorship here at CVIL in Dubai. Another big step was the establishment of a camel dairy farm, which was the first in the world. And my son, or our son, who is a lawyer, David, he was negotiating with the European Union that we were allowed to export camel milk and its product into the European Union. Also for the establishment of the camel dairy, which is 30 kilometers from here in the desert, we needed help, and several German companies helped us to develop the milking machine and also to develop the milking stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying our celebration tonight. And after visiting the falconry and visiting the camels, now moving on to the bigger picture. We are very close to the UAE National Day on the 2nd of December. And the UAE were founded in 1971. The diplomatic relations between Germany and the United Arab Emirates were established in May 1972. To give us an inside view on the diplomatic history, allow me to introduce Dr. Frauke Hardbey. Dr. Frauke Hardbey is a historian and political scientist specialized in social and political developments of the Gulf over 5 decades. Her particular focus is the UAE, where she worked for 39 years at the Center for Documentation and Research, which became the National Archives of the UAE.
My husband is a geologist and physicist, and he came to Abu Dhabi in August 1963. And he was a petroleum engineer with an oil company. And that was while I was still in Berlin studying. And in September 1967, I finished my studies with a PhD in history at the Freie Universität in Berlin. 2 months after our wedding, I went and joined David in Abu Dhabi. So that was November 1967. We have spent the largest part of our lives, more than 50 years, in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE. I became part of an institution we started 3 people, and in the old fort in Abu Dhabi for 30 years. I was with this Center for Documentation for 39 years, and it morphed eventually into the National Archive, which is housed in a purpose-built, good building, and is the National Archive of the nation. So one can imagine that this was a life-filling and a very fulfilling mission. My vision for the future of the relationship between our 2 countries for the next 50 years, that is maybe a bit bold, but for the future, for the more immediate future, my great hope is that Germany would be able to project its cultural wealth more potently within the UAE. If we think about it, Germany's geographical position in the middle of Europe has been in the past and always will have the role of crossroads of cultures within Europe. نشكر كمان الشيوخ والناس والمجتمع في أبو ظبي. نحن مع أصدقائنا في العين في مع شيخ زايد في الزهرة في المجلس.
So far, we spoke about Germans living in the UAE. But of course, many Emiratis go to Germany as well and love Germany, to live there, to study there, for business purposes, or as tourists. Aside from the UAE Embassy in Berlin, Munich hosts a UAE General Consulate. This year, Her Excellency Hafsa Abdullah Muhammad Al Ulama became the new ambassador of the UAE to Germany. Let's hear together what she has to say about this special day and, of course, about the German-Emirati relationship.
Your Excellencies, dear friends, congratulations from the heart of Germany, from Berlin, on 30 years of reunification. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. The world looks upon Germany with admiration today, in memory of the peaceful revolution that began over 30 years ago, and which was cemented on October 3rd, 1990. Your path from the coldness of war to the warmth of peace is a hopeful path and a unique one. Thanks to your example, we know what is possible if this path is followed diligently. At the ceremony of reunification, President Richard von Weizsäcker described the meaning of October 3rd with the words, "For the first time in history, Germany has found its place among Western democracies." President Weizsäcker emphasized the importance of a peaceful and common environment. Since then, Germany has not given in to the ugliness of stagnation, but has instead supported the beauty of progress, together with strong neighbors within the entire European continent. The idea of peaceful coexistence is possible if states, despite all their differences, treat each other with respect and openness. This idea, this guiding principle, also derives the United Arab Emirates. Dear friends, we all know it takes time, patience, and a strong will to grow together as one state or find cohesion as a region. In the end, the positive, confident view must always prevail. Germany took this to heart 30 years ago and created a milestone in the long history of mankind. A milestone from which we in the UAE have learned a great deal.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Moving on and moving back to the UAE, now with some German people that really delve into traditional Emirati lifestyle. She's known to most German as the Camel Ushi. Yes, Camel Ushi is Ursula Musch. She has been living with her four-legged family in the dunes for more than 30 years. And I'm sure you are with me, keen to know more about Ursula and her unique story. Let's go and hear what she has to say.
Marhaba Million, Ahlen wa Sahlen. Ja, ich kam vor 30 Jahren hierher als Urlauber. Für mich erstmal alles strange. Damals gab es ja kaum etwas, nur 3 Hotels vielleicht. Und durch das, dass ich dann eine arabische Familie kennengelernt habe, lernte ich Land und Leute kennen und lieben. Und ich habe dann im Laufe der Zeit, im Laufe von 10 Jahren hat sich dann das entwickelt, hier sich niederzulassen, was ich nie bereut habe. Mittlerweile habe ich 20 Jahre mein Geschäft mit Kamelen, bin immer bei den Kamelen geblieben. Ich habe gesagt, ich mache eine Sache und die gut. Außerdem hatte ich ein Kamel geschenkt bekommen. Dann ist bei mir der Entschluss gereift, eine Zucht anzufangen und. Das andere hat sich ergeben. Ich bin mit den Emiraten gewachsen, sage ich immer. Was mich an diese Stelle jetzt bis zu dieser Stelle gebracht hat, war einfach deutsche Gründlichkeit, Sauberkeit, Genauigkeit, zielstrebig, zuverlässig und einfach, ja, was man an den Deutschen hier sowieso liebt, Einfach Zuverlässigkeit, Qualität setzt sich durch. Meine Mission hier ist auch, dass ich möchte die Menschlichkeit und die Offenheit und die Gastfreundschaft von den Leuten hier möchte ich weitergeben. Und ich hoffe, dass sich das in der deutsch-arabischen Beziehung einfach ergänzt.
So far, we had the chance to speak about the past, to talk about the present, but now it's time as well for the future with the new generation, with the youth. There are 3 international German schools in the UAE. The German International School in Abu Dhabi was established in 1976. Of course, this school today accommodates children from multiple countries, including several Emirati students. Tonight, we will hear from 2 of them, as well as 2 young professionals who spent some time in Germany for their studies. Let me introduce you to 4 outstanding people. Starting with Ahmed Al-Houssani, he is the first Emirati graduate at the German International School in Abu Dhabi. Nada Abdulrahman Al-Hashimi, Masters by Research in Engineering and former participant in UAE Youth Ambassadors Program. Nasser Khalifa Remeti, Grade 3 student at the German International School Abu Dhabi. And last but not least, May Sharif Ashami, Mechanical Engineer, former intern in Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's listen together to the future.
I got into the German International School through the program of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, and my connection to Germany was made with the help of this school. Ever since my enrollment here in the kindergarten, I have been spending time with a diverse group of friends, which helped me understand and respect different cultures and traditions. And it also opened up many opportunities for me in terms of higher education. Both Germany and the UAE are very rich in history, traditions, and culture, but what I like most about Germany is how heavily the country is focused on education. And the proof of that is the German Abitur, which meets the highest qualifications for most universities. And I was given this opportunity because of how much the UAE invests in its youth. And I am very thankful for that. And then, of course, there is our shared love for football and cars. I've been to Germany twice now, and I have fallen in love with Bavaria, so I intend to go back there to continue my studies. But what I wish for is to be able to develop my knowledge and skills, so in ways that can benefit both countries. But most importantly, I would like to come back to the UAE with the knowledge and the cultural awareness I have gained, and especially to show my gratitude to the UAE, which has given me this opportunity. Nun habe ich die Ehre, allen zum 30. Jubiläum der Wiedervereinigung zu gratulieren. Und ich freue mich jetzt schon auf der Zeit, die ich in Deutschland verbringen werde. Und auf Wiedersehen.
So I'm always interested in learning new ideas and about new technologies. And when it comes to renewable energy, there is no doubt that the German achievements are the highlights. I was always looking forward to learn more about it. And when I was studying my engineering, what happened is there was a program offered by the Youth Ambassadors Program, which helped me understand more about the German culture, achieve that goal, in addition to learning about the industry and all the other different fields. So by joining the UAE Youth Ambassadors Program, I managed to achieve that goal, besides learning more about the German culture, and as a youth who loved to explore, learn, and believe in the power of collaboration, it was a great opportunity for me to think about new initiatives and potential partnership that will benefit both countries. As a person who spent a few years in research right now, I believe that one of the potential areas of collaboration is research. Germany is very well known for its research and development plans and for its research institutions. And the UAE believe in the importance of that, and it also focuses on research and development. And accordingly, by working together, they can both build a knowledge-based economy that is strong for both countries. This can be done through training individuals, supporting startups, and a lot of different ideas that can help both countries benefit from the research. I believe in 50 years, Germany will be leading in renewable energy, and they might even have a zero carbon footprint. And for the UAE, I believe that we will be leading the Arab region in space exploration, and we might have multiple missions on Mars, in addition to exploring other planets. Will there be any similarities between the two countries in 50 years? Yes, definitely. I believe that both countries will have a strong economic system based on diversity, and they will both be open to accepting new ideas and technologies that will benefit the entire world.
Ich heiße Nassa Khalifa Rumethi. Ich bin 8 Jahre alt. Ich wohne in Abu Dhabi und ich bin in der deutschen Schule in Abu Dhabi. Ich möchte Geologe sein und ich will auch Steine finden und zu den Bergen klettern und auch den Kristalle finden und auch den Gold finden und auch Diamanten finden. Ich mag die Schule und ich lerne dort und ich mache Mathe, Sachunterricht und Deutsch und Arabisch und auch ich spreche Deutsch, Englisch und Arabisch und ich fliege nach Deutschland. Mein Hobby ist Fußball und ich mag Bayern München und ich mag auch Muller und ich mag auch Deutschland. Ich fliege nach Deutschland und ich mag lesen und ich auch mag schreiben. Wir können auch hier basteln. I like to regulate my German friends in their National Day and Happy National Day. كل عام وانتم بخير.
Difrida Zaimet Oish. My name is Mayal Shami and I'm a mechanical engineer. The meaning of the relationship between Germany and the UAE for me represents strength. Coming from a country that believes in the strength of unity as it transformed a desert into a beautiful, developed city. That is why I believe that the relationship between Germany and the UAE presents strength for both countries, as together they are better. To me, German and UAE bonds represent strength and unity. For with the unity of both countries comes more strength for both countries equally. During my university years, I pursued my internship in Germany. As a mechanical engineer, I had no doubt in the efficiency and the professionality of Germans in the mechanical engineering field, as they are well known for their luxurious cars and their high quality in mechanical and engineering in general. So one of the most pleasant surprises in Germany was that we usually have this perception of Germans being serious at work and not being so friendly. When we went there, it was the total opposite. The first day we entered the company where we were interning in, we were greeted by all members as if we were working there from 50 years. And this was a really pleasant surprise. And yes, they are professional at their work and serious when they are working, but they are really friendly people when you come to deal with them socially. I would also like to see Germany and UAE working together on developing the world and developing technology. Maybe we can invest in getting the expertise that Germany has in engineering, and with that the rising engineers in the UAE, and together help develop the future of humanity, whether through aviation or discovering space. Alles Gute zum Tag der deutschen Einheit.
Wow, what a great statement from the new generation. Thank you for sharing your vision with us. Thank you for sharing your love and your passion to this world. We wish you a beautiful and a bright future in a globalized world where there will be no walls and no borders to limit us. And I believe the European Union here is a great example. And Germany, without the EU, wouldn't be the same. Nowadays, unfortunately, we are not able to travel like before. But fortunately enough, we are able to visit the whole world virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you for a beautiful virtual journey to visit Europe together. And of course, we will have the chance to see a few pictures that show the profound relationship between the EU and the UAE. So please, open your heart and your eyes and join us in this beautiful virtual journey. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to end our event. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We had the opportunity to know more about the profound relation between Germany and the UAE. We spoke about the past. We had the chance to talk about beautiful stories from the present. And of course, we were lucky to listen to the future generation, their vision, their love, and their passion to this world. Next year, hopefully, we will be able to see you with better circumstances. For this year, I hope you enjoyed our virtual event. Alles Gute zum Tag der deutschen Einheit. Dankeschön. Shukran. Thank you. And please, stay safe.
We are living in unprecedented times. Only in our dreams can we travel. Using the power of our imagination, we can take ourselves wherever we wish. Where are you dreaming of? I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming of a hike through unspoilt nature. I'm dreaming of cycling through scenic landscapes. I'm dreaming of riding the waves and of cooling off in the water. I'm dreaming of having fun and living life to the full. I'm dreaming of the adrenaline rush. What are you dreaming of?
I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming of strolling through medieval lanes and alleyways. I'm dreaming of beautiful towns and captivating cities. I'm dreaming of whiling away the hours in cafes, of tasty street food and of fine dining. I'm dreaming of epic shopping. I'm dreaming of world-famous attractions and amazing architecture. I'm dreaming of meeting friends and making memories to last a lifetime. What are you dreaming of?
I'm dreaming I'm dreaming of regal palaces and fairy tale castles. I'm dreaming of culture and the arts, of theatres and museums, ballet and opera. I'm dreaming of buildings and monuments steeped in history. I'm dreaming of time-honored traditions and customs. I'm dreaming of making new friends and seeing new places. What are you dreaming of?
I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming of panoramic views and the great outdoors. I'm dreaming of the sun on my face, the wind in my hair. I'm dreaming of soaring mountain peaks and crystal clear lakes. I'm dreaming of the sights and sounds of the forest. I'm dreaming of riverside picnics and walking in the hills. I'm dreaming of windswept moors and endless nature. What are you dreaming of?
Auf Wiedersehen. We can't wait to see you again and to turn your dreams into reality. Destination Germany. Discover Germany from home.